Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator and our continuing career in the virtual airline Fly UK. We are now in a position where we're doing our first revenue flight from, well, anywhere with the Airbus A320. Today's flight's going to take us from Manchester, England to Madrid in Spain. We have, I think it's 142 passengers. So let's get in board, get set up, and get them loading. Alright. So we'll get on board the aircraft. We'll get everything up and running.
Runner 23 Uniform Lima, stand.
Let's go to ground services.
We request running.
We're going to request the fuel truck.
Uniform Lima, your slot has been cancelled, so
power supply.
125, push and start approved. Push to point Bravo, QNH 1029.
Push and start approved, point
Ramp
Bravo,
connection.
QNH 1029. We have the lift
Baggage services.
23 Uniform Lima, thanks.
And catering services. So if we take a look outside, you'll see we've got catering coming in, baggage guys are coming in, doors open, and the air stairs are going into place.
Roger. Airborne frequency 132.575 and confirm first flyover waypoint.
That is excellent. So we'll start getting ready.
Ethiopia 504, thank you. Monitor
We'll
ground.
get the gears aligning. That's going to take a little bit of time. There we go. We'll get these turned up. Hopefully none of the bugs that are kicking around will bite us today for this flight.
Ryanair 17 Juliet Hotel, contact ground 121.8. Good morning.
121.8, 17 Juliet Hotel.
We'll get a notch there. We'll turn that up, and we will turn up the overhead as well for the outlines.
Etihad 23 November, good morning, go ahead.
Etihad 23 November,
How are we doing?
received our
You're in place, so boarding can start.
We are on 314, and we're fully ready.
Etihad 23 November, roger.
You can see here on the doors page.
575 and confirm first waypoint in your estimate.
132575, airborne and Oscar Echoes, our first waypoint at Dodge.
It is not showing.
Thank you, Etihad 23 November, and monitor ground.
Doors open. Interesting. Should be showing all these doors open since we've got them open on the airplane. Not sure why it is not, but that's fine. Let's go down to the McDo here, and we will take a look at what we have. So here's the aircraft for today's flight. We'll go over to the initialization. We have the route already loaded in. It's a company route. Today we are flight Foxtrot Lima 824. Cost index is 25, and our flight level today is 33,000 feet, flight level 330. So why am I doing this way and not manually enter it in like you actually would off a printed out flight plan? Well, I was getting tired of entering in waypoints and having it reject them or having it bringing up multiples, and when you pick one, that's not the one it wants. So basically, the fuel truck is here. So yeah, that's all good. That's pretty much what we're doing just to make it easier on me. I don't know why the passenger guy got out of the way.
15 November, continue taxi, cross runway 34, Hotel 1, link 4, 8 stand 3 1.
He's out of there pretty quickly. So the bags are done as well. That's why the doors were reading closed. They'd already loaded everything up.
9 Kilo Juliet, I have traffic parked behind your contract.
Anyway, not realistic for the amount of time it takes to load. We've got 7 minutes for the IRS tool line. We're going to let that do the thing. Obviously, we're not going to sit here plugging everything in. So we've got a little bit of time to burn. So let's take up the well, we can't even take a look at the route at the moment. So we'll go over our panels. Get that done. So let me just make this a little bit straighter for you. There we go. So the adheres are aligning, flight controls are on, evacs on, emergency electrical we don't have to touch, GPSW is set, that's set, put on the crew oxygen, that's set. You can test the fire. There's APU, engine 1, engine 2. Come down here to the hydraulic pumps. They're all fine. We'll turn on the fuel pumps. They're good. Batteries are good. We're on external power. Keep on some air and for the back. Come down here. Everything's good there. Anti-ice. We don't need it. Hopefully it should be a good flight. The weather looks good for departure and arrival airport, so it should be okay. Nav lights go on. Everything's good there. That seatbelt signs on. We'll put the no smoking signs on the exit. So that's everything there. Now if we come down to the center panel, run down this way. Radios are all good. Cockpit lighting is good. We're due for a 14:30 Zulu takeoff, so I think that's 15:30 local time. We should be into Madrid in time for late dinner. We'll put on the predictive wind shear. Once again, I'm leaving the weather radar off. Speed brakes are good. Doors are open. We still got to get our load sheet from the dispatch. And everything's good down here. 7,000 on the altimeter for our IFR flight. Parking brake is on. So that is everything there. So what we're going to do is we got 5 minutes to go as we await for the adheres to align. So I'll be right back.
Sherlock 15, remember, limit your taxi, Hotel 2, hold short runway 34.
Okay, Hotel 2, hold short runway 34.
Alright, the adheres are aligned and we can step through our flight plan. We're just loading the last passengers. So, we're going to come over here, we're going to put this in plan mode, and we'll arc out a little bit, so that we can see. So, our departure today is from runway 23 left, and you'll see as we go out, head kind of southwest, and then we're going to turn south all the way down, across the English Channel, across France, across Spain, and down towards Madrid. We're going to come in this way over the mountains, and then down to Rome. So that is all looking very, very nice. Will be about a 2.5 hour flight today. So lots of time to relax and enjoy the sights and see everything in the back. So let's get our performance page set up. It will be a flaps 1 takeoff today. Flex temp 20 degrees is set. Transition altitude of 10,000. We'll set our V1 speeds. V1 of 135, rotate speed of 141, and V2 of 143. So we're still dealing with the bugs. So we're going to set our initial climb out at 210 knots. Our initial heading will be 232, and then we'll turn on the nav. So panel left. 232 being the heading of the runway, 23 left. And we're at 33,000 feet today, runway. So we'll put that so, well, looks like they finished loading, so I think we're good to push back. So we're going to lock the cabin door. We'll give them a ding in the back that we're getting ready to go. Throw the beacon on to let the guys on the ground know that we're ready for pushback. So they can actually, while we're waiting for pushback, we're going to push back. We're going to go tail to the left to put us into position to taxi out. So as soon as that door is open, we'll start up the APU and then we'll give them the word. There we go. So APU start.
Mark 15, remember, Manager taxi, hotel 2, hold short runway 34.
So everything else is done, as you can see. That's done. Service is done. Connection done. Fuel supply is done. And baggage is all done.
Remember, continue taxi, cross runway 34.
We're not going to be using that ATC because it is a little bit buggy.
Cross runway 1634, hotel 1, link 4.
I think that's the yeah, that's the airline that was coming in while we were waiting. Oops, while we were waiting. Alright, APU is up and running, so on comes the bleed air. And we can get ready for our pushback.
Good day, Ryanair 452 uniform, taxi holding point runway 24, via taxi hotel and Alpha.
Taxiway hotel and Alpha to runway 24, we can take section Bravo as well, Ryanair 452 uniform.
Roger, so Hotel Bravo holding point control.
Hotel Bravo, thanks for holding point runway 24, 452 uniform.
So we're going back over to the line over here. So I am using Pushback Helper. It's a little freeware mod that the guy designed to help give a little bit simpler pushbacks. And you gotta steer this like you're steering from the back. So if I want, looking this way, if I want the tail to go right, I'm gonna have to push left because it assumes you're at the back of the airplane looking forward. Of course, I can't start engines when I'm out here, so we'll do it once we're down on the ground or on the line. Alright, so they can start their turn. Straight for a little bit. And start again. And that's actually not going to be too bad. And straighten up. I think that's pretty good. All right.
To keep
back
your
inside.
seatbelt fastened and visible during our flight.
He's going to
even
drive
when the sun
away.
is off. Your
And we'll
life
be all
jacket
set.
is
So
either
parking
beside
brake
or
is
underneath
on.
your seat. To use it, take it out of the container and place it over your head. Pass the
And
tapes
we are
around
good.
your
We have
waist and tie them
APU
securely
power.
in a double bow at
We
your
have
side.
remembered to put on the fuel
Inflate your
pumps.
life jacket when you leave
So
the
switch
aircraft.
over and engine
We will
one
supply
start.
life cots for babies and life jackets for children.
While we're starting, we'll run down
In the
our
unlikely
list.
event of the aircraft
For
having
engine
to make
start,
an
everything
emergency
is good.
landing, you'll be told to take this protective brace position.
And the engine
But when
is
seated facing rearwards in Club World,
rotating.
you must adopt this position. direction of the red arrow. Opening the doors automatically
Monitoring the
inflates
engine.
the evacuation slides. The slides
Hydraulic
can also
PTUs
be
coming
inflated
on.
by pulling this handle. Jump onto the slide and move
Engine
away
stable.
from the aircraft.
Engine 2
If
start.
the aircraft has landed on water, these slides detach to form rafts. As you leave the aircraft, inflate your life jacket by pulling the red tag. If necessary, blow into this mouthpiece to top up the air. The life jacket is fitted with a light
Alright,
and a
went
whistle.
into rotation. I really do hope they put in a replay function so we can get some good takeoff landing shots. I've changed the sensitivity of my rudder a little bit. I may have to do the joystick next. We're going to see the rudder, see how it does as taxi. Made it a little less twitchy on the ground. Looks like she's firing up okay.
Whenever the engines are running on the ground during takeoff, approach,
We
and
have
land.
2 good engine
Please
starts.
ensure
So
your
starter
mobile
can
phone
come off.
and any devices that can send or receive calls or text
CPU
messages
can come off.
remain
We're
off
on
for the flight.
the
Any items with a
main
flight
power
safe
system
mode
now.
should
So
have this feature
whoa.
enabled now.
Shamrock
Some
105,
electronic
Zoomed in here.
devices can be used once we're airborne.
We'll
Please check High Life magazine.
get ready to
Take care
taxi.
your hand baggage isn't blocking the
Ryanair
aisles
5,
or
Hotel
exits.
Victor, taxi,
It
Hotel
must be
1,
put onto
left
the
turn,
seat
enter
in
runway
front of you
16,
or
hold
on
So
the
everything's
network
good over
block.
here.
Place items in your
Beacon wing lights are off.
They may
That's
fall and
fine.
injure someone.
Don't need those right now.
As we
Taxi light
prepare
can
for
come on.
takeoff,
Seatbelt
please make
signs
sure
are on.
tray
Everything
tables
is
are
good
tucked
there.
away,
Hotel
your
2,
seat is
Hotel
upright, and your
We're gonna
armrests
go
are
to
down.
auto brake.
Please stow your individual video
Three for
screen,
takeoff.
footstool, if you have them.
Arm the
Finally,
speed brakes.
take a look at the
Flaps
safety
go to
card in
1.
the seat pocket.
Shamrock
If you have
15,
any
Door is
questions,
locked.
please
cross
ask
runway
your
34,
crew.
Hotel 1,
We hope you
link
have
4,
a relaxed
4,
and
stand
And we'll do our flight control check.
Hotel 1 link 4, apron 4, 312, Shamrock.
There we go. So, full left, full right, neutral,
Flyer 9er,
full up,
Kilo Juliet, I have
full
flight
down,
behind you on contact.
neutral,
Roger, fine, I can
left, right, neutral. Excellent.
Ground, good morning, Ryanair 452, uniform stand 53, request taxi.
So we are all good there. We're good to taxi out. I'm going to turn down here, make a left turn, go down this taxiway over here. We're going to cross over 23 right and go to 23 left.
Roger, so Hotel Bravo, holding point 24.
Hotel Bravo, thanks for holding for runway 24, 452, uniform.
Alright, so let's start taxiing. Parking brake off.
Category 18, Quebec Romeo, good day again. Pushback start up to the proof, 08 left.
Seems a little bit easier to control.
United 53, we're all set.
To confirm you're ready for taxi for the gate?
That's correct, United 53.
Okay, then taxi ahead on Bravo onto Echo, and on Echo hold short of runway
I remember I cannot control it from outside.
Bravo, Echo, and short of 28 at Echo, United 53. Apron Hello, Iser 10 Mike, Hotel 1.
Iser 10 Mike apron, taxi by taxi Juliet, hold short runway 28.
Thank you, Juliet, hold short runway 28.
Business 552, connect tower 185.
Shamrock 105, monitor tower 118.6.
Monitor 118.6, Shamrock 105.
Ryanair 5, Hotel Victor, taxi, Hotel 1, left turn, enter runway 16, hold short runway 28.
Hotel 1, F16, short 28.
Shamrock 15, remember, your taxi, Hotel 2, hold short runway 34.
Okay, Hotel 2, Hotel runway 34, Shamrock 15.
Shamrock 15, November, continue taxi, cross runway 34, Hotel 1, link 4, apron 4, stand 312.
Cross runway 1634, Hotel 1, link 4, apron 4 to 312, Shamrock 15.
Flyer 9er Kilo Juliet, I have traffic parked behind you, I'll call you back. Roger, Flyer 9 Kilo Juliet.
Ground, good morning, Ryanair 452, uniform 753, request taxi.
Good day, Ryanair 452, uniform, taxi holding point runway 24, right X-Wait, Hotel and Alpha.
Taxiway, Hotel and Alpha to runway 24, we can take it to section Bravo as well, Ryanair 452 uniform.
Roger, so Hotel Bravo, holding point 24.
Hotel Bravo, thanks for holding point runway 24, 452 uniform.
All right. Everything's good. We'll let them know. So strobes come on. Landing lights come on. Taxi light goes to takeoff mode. All set. With everything else, everything looks good. We are clear to go onto the runway.
So, hello again, Airline 201.
Should be good to do a rolling start.
11055 when cross and cross to Nvidia, turn in ahead of 01.
Orange 9777 Zurich Tower, hello, line up and wait runway 28, report fully ready.
Wait, runway,
Engine's 50% stable. Flight director is on, and here we go.
Tower, good morning, 330 Kilo approaching Joystick Juliet.
330 Tower, taxi Juliet, cross runway 2, contact apron 121, that's what's 55.
Man, SRS enabled. 100 knots. Neutralize the pressure. V1. Rotate. Degrees. Positive rate. Gear up.
7677, we are ready.
Roger.
Climb thrust. Autopilot will come on. Go on to nav mode.
German 9777, wind 050 degrees 7 knots, runway 28, clear takeoff.
Okay, we shouldn't be overspeeding.
Kilo Airbus A320 is about to vacate, the wind 040 degrees 6 knots, runway 14, clear to land.
Well, you were told to go into speed mode. Wow.
Departure good morning, Savvy 6901 out of 2,000 feet, 21 Shannon departure.
4 Finland 6901, send the 430.
Flight to level 130 to Savvy 6901.
Flaps coming up. That was my fault. And we're going into vertical climb. We'll go 2,500 feet per minute. Always seem to be forgetting to do the flaps. The hazards of single pilot operation in a 2-pilot airplane. But we're on our way. It's looking very nice out. Let's get a look outside. I thought we were way over on our climb right there for a minute, but apparently we're not. It was like pretty steep. We're leaving the cloud deck behind. There's the airport behind us. That looks like it should be a good flight.
2385. Nostalgia 15 Mike, dankjewel, tot ziens. Hoi.
$7,000 feet.
Nice of 2,200 on all things.
8,000 will go over standard on the altimeter. There we go. So standard goes that way. Standard pressure. Come off. Strobes will stay on. The beacon will stay on. Wing lights are off. Nav lights will stay on. We're all good there. They can start their service in the back. And we could sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. So just as a point of interest for where we're headed, we're going to be turning south just east of Chester. Going to be heading down, going by Hereford, Newport, just passing the south coast of England, east of Plymouth. We cross over into France. And then we're going to be over the Bay of Biscay for a while. Down into Spain at Santander. And then we come in on the approach into Madrid. So I'll leave you with some views. Enjoy the flight. Enjoy the entertainment on board and enjoy the catering service. We'll see you shortly. back to the cockpit. We are currently just flying to the west of Burgos, I think is how you would pronounce it, over Spain, and we're coming in to start our descent. Now, the airport elevation is about 2,000 feet, and there's mountains to the west we're going to have to cross, so it's a very technical descent, certain altitude restrictions due to terrain. The first one we got to hit at the entry into the approach is 11,000 feet. So we're going to set that up. We're also going to start descending when that checkpoint hits 80 miles out, and we'll descend at about 1,500 feet per minute, which should bring us down in advance, but we've only got to go down about 22,000 feet, so we can do it a little bit gentler. And then once we start the descent, we'll pull up the weather and enter it in. So there we go. The next point is just touching 80 miles. So we are going to start the descent. Go about 1,500 feet. We're going to bring the speed back as well to 250. We do have a speed restriction of 210 at that waypoint as well, so we're going to have to watch for that. Now, one thing to bear in mind, and I've suddenly realized what was happening. As we would descend, I'd have this set on a Mach speed, and I'd end up coming close or actually over speeding. And it took a few times, but I finally realized that Mach speed is relative to air pressure and air density. So it was changing as we went down, and I wasn't paying attention to it. So we're going to switch this over to knots, and it'll change over. But we're going to keep that at 250 for now. Alright, so the speed's back, so now we're starting our descent.
United 126, how many miles is top of the descent?
Again, we want 1,500 feet per minute.
67 miles to stop at
In there.
United 126. Yeah, 126, that's perfect, thank you.
So it's a pretty simple approach. We'll make this left turn. We're going to hit a bunch of checkpoints as our altitude drops, and then we're going to make a right turn and be straight in to the runway. And again, when we get to, is it Rilco? Sorry, we have to be at 220 knots at 11,000 feet. Then we step down 10,000, 9,000, 8,000 and work our way into the various altitudes. 7,000 feet is our intercept on the glide slope. Like I said, airport elevation is just a few feet under 2,000 feet. So it's going to be an interesting approach. But as you can see, a little bit of lag there. The clouds have cleared once we crossed over into Spain. Just a few scattered clouds here and there. The weather is showing pretty good. Ceiling and visibility okay, is what it says. So let's go down while we descend. We'll put in the information for our landing. So we'll go to our performance and our approach page. So the QNH is 1002. Temperature on the ground currently is 15 degrees. Winds are 220 at 13. Transition to altitude. I'm going to make 11,000 for this one. And our decision height, let me pull up the ILS plate.
Virgin 103, Mike, contact 122.980, goodbye. Tomjet 070, so Shannon control now 122.980, goodbye.
So there are two numbers there. 2112 we'll go with. Actually, we'll go with Cat 1. 2202. There we go. We're going to be full landing, and as you can see, 158 is going to be our approach speed. That may change a little bit as we get further down. Back onto that mode.
Virgin 29 November over Moco, contact radio on.
So we're set up for our approach. You can see the path. The airport's just off here. Whoa. That little hesitation lag, and all of a sudden it jumps. Might have to turn that mouse sensitivity down a little bit.
Orange 369 over Moco, contact radio on 5.
But it's a beautiful fall day in Spain. I mean, it's not that warm. Well, at least at the it's now, what would it be, late afternoon? If we look over at the clock here, it's 1600, so it's probably dinner time, 1700 or so, 1708. So we're going to be on the ground shortly. So everyone should have a chance to grab a nice late dinner in Madrid. I think that's that mountain range we got to cross over, with Madrid being on the other side.
Madrid 31, climb platform 350.
See that there's, I just switched over to knots, and of course because of the pressure change as we were decreasing, the knot speed was going up as the Mach value was changing. It's rather interesting the way that works, but something you got to bear in mind. All right, we'll give them a ding in the back to let them know.
Correction 861 November, contact tower 118.3.
It's getting close.
118.3, bye-bye. 861 November.
So it's 11,000, 10,000, 9,000, 8,000. Capture at 7,000, and we descend on the glide slope all the way down.
271, descent for 150. Whiskey Alpha 4.
Fraction 861, approach allow descent flight level 100, information Charlie, high speed approach.
Descent for 100, high speed.
Get our capture altitude at 7,000 feet. Slight displaced threshold. And 1,991 feet is the runway altitude. So we actually captured the glide slope pretty far out, only almost 15 miles out. That's when we start. So that's to make sure we clear all the terrain. So what we are going to do, because of the mountains, we're going to put the terrain on the radar, so we'll see that come up. So this is a pretty straightforward approach, so we should be able to stay on LNAV all the way. Yeah, there's that ridge running right through Spain. There's that low cloud that they were talking about. But it's probably clear on the other side of the mountains where we're headed. It's 21,000 feet, so we got 10,000 to go. 18,000 will go over to pressure, and it is 1002.
Ryanair 11 Victor Mike, select sub position at Barnum for Vectors. Wicked sub position, Ryanair 11 Victor Mike. Ryanair 11 Victor Mike, Roger, continue descent altitude 3,000 feet on QNH 1023. Clear cat 2 ILS approach runway 17 for Descend on 3000 feet, QNH 102, clear down to Pushback 2, Wilco Rhino 116.
42 knot wind coming in from 270, and they're saying on the ground the wind is at 220 at 13.
Rhino 11 Victor Mike, localizer damage, sent to 9.7. Ryanair 11 Victor Mike, Roger, contact tower 119.3, good morning.
So even though we cannot enter too easily the flight plans through direct entry, which we normally would, it looks like downloading them from SimBrief and then loading them into the sim seems to be working fairly well. At least we're getting all the waypoints in properly. You may have seen in some of the other videos, sometimes it won't give you an approach. It says there is none when there actually is, so I think there's database issues, which is rather annoying, but not much you can do until they get it fixed.
Continue right turn, head 070. Continue right turn, on to 070 Golf Papa.
Okay, there we go, 18,000 feet, so we'll go over to normal pressure, and it's 1,002.
From Barney, cleared on us, runway 17 contact. From Barney, cleared on us, Pushback
There we go.
117 line here, 82 kilometers away.
And shortly we're going to start slowing down. 20 miles out, at 10 miles we'll start to slow down towards 220.
Ryanair 82 Kilo Hotel, or they identified number 1 Island approach way 17 left turn in. Sent altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 1022.
Speed's holding, so we're not needing the speed brakes.
82 Kilo Hotel. Ryanair 82 Kilo Hotel, would you like vectors for the approach or self-position via Ryanair?
Just changing the comm thing. There's a thing with the virtual airline where when you're doing longer flights, it'll prompt you to do comm changes just to make sure you haven't turned the computer on and gone out to do other things while it does the flight. You kind of got to be in the seat more or less, so every so often it would prompt you. So I think it's around the 2-hour mark it kind of does that, but I just changed it just to see if it would kind of reset that timer. So we should be down to 11,000 feet, no problem. There's 15, so I'll bring it back to 240. Yeah, it looks like there's no cloud on the other side of the mountains.
Contact tower 118.3, bye bye.
118.3, bye bye.
I don't know how bumpy this is going to be. We'll have to see.
Left to Madrid.
Left to Madrid, plus 15.
Alright, there's 14, so we'll bring it down to 230.
271, descent level 150. Whiskey Alpha 4.
Traction 861, approach allow distance flight level 100, information Charlie, high speed approved.
Descent level 100, high speed approved. We're checking Charlie, 861.
7 miles out, 2,500 feet to go. Looks like I timed that nicely.
Whiskey, contact tower 118.1, dziękuję. Tower 83 with Foxtrot with clear.
Alright, there's 1,300 feet, so 220.
5 November, direct to Tom. Direct Tom.
We're gonna go to 210. Yeah, the max is 220, but we'll go to 210. Let's do that just so we've got a little nicer of view.
Let's follow the 7 to Intic.
It's 3 miles.
Z9 Charlie X-ray, 3000 feet, QNH 1016, please. Island
210.
1 approach, from to establish. 3000, click for the approach, QNH 1016.
Drop that a little bit more just to get us down. So MD60, we got to be at 1,000 feet.
Number 1 Bravo Hotel, Roger, contact tower 119.3, morning.
So we're a little high.
Number 1 Bravo, have a look. Right there,
10,000 feet. I think I said 1,000. 3.5 miles.
And then 1 pitch back, Roger, continue send altitude 3,000 feet on QNH 1023. Clear cat 2 Islands approach runway 17 for descent. Listen altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 102. Clear down approach cat 2 will go liner 1 pitch back. Liner 1 Victor Mike, localize established cat 2 9.7.
There we go.
Liner 1 Victor Mike, Roger, contact tower 119.3, morning. 193 liner 1 Victor Mike, bye-bye.
Performance.
36 Hotel X-ray descent altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 1023. Descent altitude 3,000 feet, 1023.
So the next one's 9,000.
Hotel X-ray, select vectors, first rudder approach.
I would accept that runner 36 Hotel X-ray.
Ideally, the computer would be providing a glide slope to keep us going this way. Speed back to 190. Come on. Get that first level of flaps in. Landing systems are on.
Gotcha, go Pop India, Roger, continue the right turn, head
Well, you're supposed to be descending.
Continue the right turn, on to 070 degrees, Golf Papa India.
Let's drop that to 8,000.
Minor 82 Kilo Hotel from Barney, clear Linus approach runway 17 cat 2. From Barney, clear Linus approach cat 2 117 line air.
Alright, first
2 Kilo Hotel.
200 knots. First knots to flaps. 11070.
Approach good, stay liner 82 Kilo Hotel.
11070 is what we want.
Information. Unit 1023. Minor 82 Kilo Hotel, Barney, identified.
8,000.
Approach runway 17 left in.
Might as well plug it in for 7. Keep the descent going.
Listen up to 3,000 feet, UNH 1022, liner 382 Kilo Hotel.
Speed back to 180.
Kilo Hotel, would you like vectors for the approach or self-position via Barney? We can self-position Barney, liner 82 Kilo Hotel. Okay.
Go 43 Bravo Romeo, 0.200 degrees, 05 knots, contact tower 119.13, bye-bye.
Airline 3, 040 Bravo.
And 158's our approach. Alright, making the turn. Right to 170. See the mountains coming in there that we're passing.
Sleep to land, so 187 Kilo 197.
Right. Over 7,000 feet, approach mode on. We'll capture the glide slope. Localizer is captured. Glide slope is captured. Gear down. 150 knots. Speed brake is armed. Medium auto brake. And we'll go full flaps.
Camera crew, please take your seat for landing.
Landing lights are on. A little late, but they're on. Alright, winds have decreased to 12 knots at 265. They should come around to about 220 by the time we get to the airport. There's the airport directly ahead of us, and we're coming in on runway 18 right. It's not a worry, it's a very long runway. Big airport. We've actually got 4 runways. 2 north-south, and then they've got 2 that kind of run northwest to southeast. And as I said, the airport runway elevation anyway is 1991, 1,991 feet.
Runway 31 Golf Charlie, runway 18 Santa Clara, land, wind 250 at 18, gusting 23. Runway 18 Santa Clara.
Everything's looking good. About 8 miles. A couple clouds in the area, but nothing major. And there's the mountain range behind us that we crossed over. We're kind of coming down into a bit of a valley.
Gallop 760, runway 18 Santa Clara, land, wind 26013, gusting 22, traffic departing at runway.
Everything is looking good.
Copy. Runway 1 center, clear to land.
There's 18 right, or 18 left. The other 2 runways run over in that direction over there. Our terminal, I believe, is over here. I'll have to check the charts when we're on the ground. But we got a good stable approach.
Kilo 1974, runway 18 Santa Clara, land, wind 260 at 13, gusting 21.
And we're 4 miles out from the runway. Winds are still to the west. This is a little bit of the disconnect between the real world weather and what the sim is saying is the real world weather. Signs. All right. Thought I'd left that on. Let's give them a last. Oop. Alright.
500.
You can see the displaced threshold.
400.
Kelham 366, try wrong 18 Santa Clara, land wind 60 is 15, gusting 21.
300.
We'll see how this landing is, and then I may adjust the sensitivity. Is that wind pushing us? Float. Let her settle. And we're down. Whoa, nose down. Reversers. Alright, 60 knots. Reversers off. Brakes.
Runway 31 Golf Charlie, wrong 18 Santa Clara, land wind 250 at 18, gusting 23.
And we'll exit the runway to the left and figure out where we're going to park. I think that's our terminal right there, if I remember right. We didn't do bad, but we kind of floated a little bit and then we got pushed by the wind. But welcome to Madrid.
Kelham 760,
stop here
off
the runway.
013, gusting 22, traffic departing at runway 24.
Parking brake, we'll do a little bit of cleanup. You can come off, you can come off. You can go to taxi. You're down, you're off. Flaps can come up.
April ISO 10 Mike, crossing straight. ISO 10 Mike, April
So
morning.
in Madrid, we park at stands.
Foxtrot and November to stand Alpha 44, you are number 1. Straight ahead to inner.
Nothing assigned,
Foxtrot November.
so they've left it up to us.
Stand 44, ISO 10 Mike.
Okay, so we're gonna go over here to stand Terminal 2A, I think it is, or 4S.
Morning from Nvidia 3477, we are ready to taxi.
EBS 3477, thank you. There is opposite traffic.
We're just gonna pick a gate.
Holding position, you open.
I think somewhere around gate 530, 529. Over there should be good.
EBS
So,
3477, clear of the
let's get that up and
Islander,
running.
taxi via Foxtrot and Alpha to holding position
I'll
Alpha.
taxi over.
Clear of the Islander, via Foxtrot and Alpha to holding position Alpha to Nvidia 3477.
EBS 3477,
Probably should have looked up this terminal stuff before we got here,
to
but
holding position Alpha
it is what it is.
We cleared via Foxtrot and inner to holding position Alpha to Nvidia 3477.
Then we'll just taxi straight into one of these gates.
Okay, Navy 841, good afternoon, turn left, right, taxi via Alpha, Foxtrot and November to stand Alpha 10. Right turn Alpha, Fox, open Alpha 10. EVR 3477, stand by tower, 118.1, not over.
Say again for Nvidia 3477.
EVR 3477, stand by tower on 118.1, not over.
Stand by tower on 118.1,
Plane there.
Nvidia 3477, answer.
We'll go over to this one over here.
3219 Zulu request taxi.
3219 Zulu, turn left, taxi via in not holding position Alpha 2.
In Alpha 2 3219.
345 Charlie, request taxi.
345 Charlie, turn right, taxiway Alpha, hold short of Kilo.
Right, by Alpha, hold short Kilo, 345 Charlie.
345 Charlie, continue taxiway Alpha to holding position Alpha 2.
Continue by Alpha to position Alpha 2, 345 Charlie.
That should be good. Put the parking brake on.
And 118 Romeo, for your information, we need to start one engine at the gate.
Alright.
118 Romeo, roger that copies.
APU can come on.
Ready for pushback.
Kill the engines.
31072, integrity start is approved. Start approved, 1072.
Let's see if this little tool,
Continue taxiway.
it's got a jetway button on it. We'll see if it'll connect the jetway.
Echo Mike 2 Charlie 53, please 191 Papa.
Nah, must only be a disconnect the jetway. Alright, but we are parked. Let's get the lights off. We'll leave the nav light on. And that's that. Guys, thank you very much for coming on our first inaugural passenger flight for Fly UK as we flew from Manchester, England to sunny Madrid in Spain. Hopefully we'll see you on the next flight. Bye for now.